I need my coffee first. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. If you clicked on this video, you're probably either wondering how to make prints, how to hand embellish prints, and just trying to figure out what the heck you should do, and you're probably researching a bunch of different ways in which you can make your own prints and thinking, I don't have the inventory, I don't have the budget to sell prints. This is really confusing. There's so many different ways you can go, and I'm here to tell you that you can do it. It's okay. There's a lot of different information out there, but it can really fit you in whatever way that you'd like. And if you are an artist, you can sell prints. So that's the good news. If you want to keep watching, I will show you how to hand embellish prints, the print shop that I use, and kind of how to price and how I sell, and the importance of promoting it, and some promoting techniques that work and some that don't. I like to make this short, simple, and to the point, give you the information I've learned along the way, and share it, and hopefully it's helpful for you. Alright, so I want to get started by showing you what the video title is, how to hand embellish a print. So why get them hand embellished? My paintings are all done in oil, and I embellish my paintings in oil. What does that even mean? It basically means you get a print. I have canvas prints, and you apply paint to that print once it's done. It kind of gives it a one-of-a-kind feel to it. It's for that like higher level, I don't want to say higher level customer, it's for that customer that's willing to spend the extra dollars to purchase something that is one of a kind. It's different than the original. It has that texture. The canvas prints are so much more accurate to the actual colors of the original painting. I like them the best. They are the most expensive option, but it's really important to give your customer the breakdown in prices. If you tell them what a hand embellished print is, they're probably going to be like, okay, well, Haley, like that's too much money. But at the end of the day, you charge based off of the material cost, how long it's going to take you to embellish, because you got to go in and actually paint over top of that, and the cost of the oil paint that's going to go over top of the actual print that has been made, plus shipping. Let me show you how I personally do it. So the materials that I use to embellish my prints are my oil paint. You're going to need oil paint, impasto, a knife to mix, and some brushes. You can also use liquid, which I have. You can also use liquid as well, but I like to use impasto because it's a thicker medium for oil and it will apply a texture, which is something that my paintings, my prints don't lack, but they lack that dimension because usually my paintings have texture. In prints, obviously it's really two-dimensional, but they still, you can add embellishments to regular paper, but I do it on the canvas because it applies a lot better, and it's just that option for somebody that it'll like adhere and stick to it other than a piece of paper. But I have seen people do paper embellished, hand embellished paper prints too, which is totally optional, and I might do that in the future as well. But for now, I do offer the canvas ones. So how I embellish them is I'll mix up, it's basically paint mixing and figuring out the colors that you want to highlight. I personally do the highlights, so like really, really bright whites, because it'll pull it out further and it'll give it that more of a contrast than just having the printed version down. So I'll pull some whites, some of the lighter shades, some of the ones that really make the painting pop. I'll do blues as well, especially for this one that I'm showing you. This was a painting called Impasse that I recently did, and I started offering canvas prints, and they've honestly been like a bestseller than like just a print. So I originally didn't know that, and I was just like, okay, well, let me offer them. This brings in another thing. Okay, well, I don't have the budget for all these prints. Like, how much do they cost? And this is probably something you don't want to hear, but I would recommend getting a local print shop. At least it's worked best for me. They'll be done by the next day. So this way I don't have to have an actual inventory of prints. I do have an inventory of prints, but not a lot, just because it can get expensive. So an inventory would mean how many prints that you actually have on hand. And this can differ just based off of how many prints you're selling versus you're probably like, what if I don't even sell a print? Like, what if I buy all these prints and I don't even sell? And this is something I asked myself. But the truth is that people are out there that do want to buy your work and they will love it. And I personally know from buying prints that if I have a print from an artist, I feel like this special connection to them, and it makes me feel really good to own it. Like it's like you're helping support that artist, and prints can be so beautiful too. Like I have them around my apartment now. But yeah, so I just think don't undermine yourself too. Like maybe start out with like 5 to 10 in your inventory and try promoting them on social media. Promotion can go one of two ways. So I've had the best luck promoting myself by not promoting myself. And what I mean is like, if I am selling prints and I'm doing like a sale or something, I'll promote it. So like an Earth Day sale, 20% off a print. So I'll promote that. But people are kind of skeptical about promotion, self-promotion on Instagram, self-promotion on social media. And honestly, like I don't view it as bad anymore, just because, I mean, you, at the end of the day, like you do want to promote yourself, but I've had the most luck with not saying that they're selling and people just going onto my store. I don't sell directly, like I'll sell through Instagram or Facebook, but most of my sales recently have been through TikTok. And I think that that's because I really share my process, and then they can see the final thing. And the one video that's been the most successful, I haven't even promoted. And I think people find that more genuine. So I would be careful with how you promote yourself. I mean, be confident, but don't come off as like, it's not sketchy territory, but there's like a line that there has to, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. If you comment like what's worked for you, I'd love to know, because I'm still in limbo of how to promote myself and then not to over promote and oversell or try and overstep with that customer where it comes off in the wrong way. Maybe it's just in my head, but I don't know. It's interesting to try and sell, especially during quarantine, during this time, which I think is the perfect time for you to start trying to sell prints. The truth is that if people don't connect with you and they don't see you and they don't really feel that genuine vibe from you, I don't think that, at least for me too, I don't purchase from an artist that's very like showy or just doesn't seem real to me. And that's something that I really take into consideration. Just how am I presenting myself? I don't want to come off like I'm trying to sell these too hard. And I think that that's an important tip as well. I personally use Squarespace. I have used Shopify in the past to sell prints, but my online store is through Squarespace just because I like the setup and how I can like put the pictures in, and it's just easier for me. But Shopify is a great option. Squarespace is around, I spend about $26 a month through Squarespace, and they do take a fee like when you actually sell a print. But I would recommend an online store if you don't want to have your own store yet and don't have the budget per month. Then I would recommend like Etsy or like, I think Amazon, you do have it. I'm not as familiar with selling prints on Amazon, but I know you can do that as well. And Etsy I know is a great option for people that are just starting out, for artists that are just starting out. I have my print shop you can get like satin prints, like material wise. I would recommend, I get satin ones, and these ones are more satin prints. Look like this. These are on 12 by 18. You can get them at multiple different sizes. I would recommend giving your customer some good options. So like start with like an 8 by 10 that's $25, and then escalate obviously up to your hand embellish. So I kind of have a range just so people can see what they're getting. And that's another thing. So once you get sales and you can, have your prints made, this can open up opportunities to get better photos. For my camera, I add these like little up close shots, because when I'm shopping on somebody's page or when I'm just shopping in general online, I want to see multiple photos. I want to see different angles. What am I actually getting for my money? And I think that just that extra touch of a couple different photographs of the print and different options, like I just recently took some photos of the texture so that the customer can really see the difference than just like the satin print, which is very good quality as well, but they can see like the texture pulling off of the canvas and the different size difference and things like that. So I think giving options definitely can fit different customers too. So you want, like I sometimes just want an 8 by 10 from an artist that's a little bit cheaper because I'm not ready to spend like money on a hand embellished. So I think that's a good choice as well, just to show your customer, and something that's worked for me too. Just make your shop look a little bit more professional. Remain confident. It can be very like up and down, just because, okay, you could sell over 30 prints one week, and then the next week it's like less than. It's perfectly okay. Like, I think that with owning your own business and having your own business, it's definitely something that's like fluctuates, but that's totally normal, and you shouldn't like, sometimes I'll be like, like, wow, this is really fluctuating, and it'll get you down, or you could look at it in a different way. But definitely don't get discouraged if you don't sell right away. I definitely did when I started, but I would recommend, if you're not ready to have inventory, to take advantage of your local print shop and see if you can work with them in some way to do like print on order. If you can't print on order, you can print to order, sorry. But if you can't print to order, I used to drop ship. So what drop shipping is basically you don't print it from your shop and you don't have inventory of it, and you don't ship it yourself. So you would send it to a drop shipper. I used to use one called Guten it was through Shopify, but the customer sends the order to you, but then it transfers and you fulfill it through this specific drop shipper. And then they print it out, they ship it from them. So you never really touch the print, which I just have a problem with that, just because like I used to get emails from customers saying that like, where's my print at? And then the tracking number wouldn't work, and there was just some like a little bit of like messed up things happening there. But where I had to like resend a print. So like from me, like I have one of the perks is like from you shipping them, you have the tracking number. You can put the tracking number in. That's another thing. Like I need to have the tracking number, or I just feel like it's out wherever, like, I don't know. So I have the tracking number, and then I send that to the customer so they can get that like professional experience where they know where their shipment is and they can track it if they really want to. So that's why I like to print to order. Another thing I do is I have ordered online. I print from home is a good one. They print very high quality prints, and those are a little bit more expensive than my local print shop. So a print can go anywhere from like $1 to $5 to $1 to like canvas ones can be up to $35. It just depends on where you're ordering from and what texture and what type of paper you're getting and the quality. But like I said, that all depends on where you're ordering from. But this can, like I said, fluctuate. But you can also order online. You can get test prints so that you can test the color. That's one of the perks of getting them from actual print shops, is you can go there and see the colors, kind of mess with them. You can change the color like from CMYK to RGB and just see which one looks better printed and is the most accurate and that you're happy with. Because I remember I ordered some online that weren't up to par with what I was looking for, and it just like I just spent money on ones that just weren't up to par. But these ones from I Print From Home, I do order off of them too. If I just am not in contact with the print shop or whatever. I just want to let you know that people out there do want your work. They are valuing your work, and there's a place for everyone's art. I truly believe that. So if you are interested in getting prints made, watch this video, watch other ones, but don't get yourself too bogged down, because it is possible. Just find the option that works best for you. I've kind of been maneuvering through what works best for me, but like I said, it's a journey and you can figure it out. I guarantee it. But I hope that this was helpful in how I personally hand embellish the prints and add some texture to it, while also giving you some tips just on prints in general. So I hope it was helpful for you, and if you have any promotional advice on what's worked for you in selling your own prints, let me know. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if this was helpful, like it if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys soon.